Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of this F125 Wheel of Chaos career mode. In the last episode we made our way to Baku for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and let's just say it was a pretty good weekend. After our first qualifying lap, which wasn't that great, we ended up banging out a couple of great qualifying laps, lap after lap after lap. We started P6 for the Grand Prix, and we just kind of worked our way up and was able to get into P3 for the majority of the race. We were just behind the two Ferraris, which I was never really going to pass them at any point in that race. But we were P3 for the majority of the race. Our challenge didn't even come into play at all for the race, so I was very happy that that was the situation. We didn't get a penalty, so I didn't have to do my challenge at all. But it came down to literally 4/100ths of a second, and we got passed by Max Verstappen literally at the line. It was one of the most gut-wrenching feelings I've ever had finishing a race, but it did happen, and there's no way of us changing it now. Man, it was a sad it's a sad way to end the race, but overall I'm very happy with the result that we had. And before we head to the Marina Bay Street Circuit for the Singapore Grand Prix, there's a couple things that we have to go over. Number one, we had a couple more talks, one with Isaac Hadjar, and he told us his new expectations for us. A bit interesting here, 66% chance to sign with us here, but look, he wants us to be the 4th best team on the track. We currently are 11th. I mean, that's a big jump to have there for us. So Isaac Hadjar, signing him might be a bit of a long shot, to be honest with you, but a good sign is Mr. Paul Aaron. Paul Aaron came to us. His chance of signing with us is 70%. His expectations are a bit better to what we have currently on our squad. So I'm currently looking at that and going, maybe Paul Aaron is definitely more the way to go than Isaac Hadjar. And Isaac Hadjar had a much bigger penalty if we fail to, have his expectations. So I don't really like that. So I'm kind of just like, we'll have to kind of wait and see how this all plays out. But Paul Aaron definitely seems like the favorite right now. And I will have to say, a couple more developments came our way. We also had some engine upgrades as well come our way to make our car a little bit better. And when you look at the research and development chart, we are kind of just at the bottom. Racing Bulls is right ahead of us. They're not far ahead of us. So we are kind of going in the right direction. We always have been. It just is taking us a really long time. But now it seems like we are really kind of right there, and we will be able to battle with those teams in the upcoming races, which is good for us. But it is time now to spin this wheel and see what we get for the Singapore Grand Prix. It's only one wheel spin this time around. It better be a good one, because Singapore is a really tough track, and we have must pit with manual pit lane on only. No mistakes allowed. So what I'm guessing there is I have to slow on down and enter the pit lane manually. I have the automatic stop at the pit lane limiter because I'm a crazy driver, as everyone knows. So I guess I have to go into the pit lane at my own speed. All right, not bad. I can do this. I got this. Let's get to the race and qualifying, of course. All right, everyone, here we go. Our first lap around the Singapore Street Circuit here. If you've noticed the black on the car is a little bit shinier, that's right. I brought that back, the metallic black, for our car for this weekend. We used it in the earlier night races this season. We have not been able to use it since, but now we are, so I'm excited to bring that back. Another issue, well, it's supposed to rain for the race, so I'm not really excited about that. I'm in desperate need for a good spot here, so I cannot get out in Q1. I need to make it all the way to Q3, so let's get that going. Okay, so we're finishing our first lap here in Q1. I think it was pretty good. Let's see what we get all the way to the line. 4th. I mean, not horrible, but 7th. I don't even know what to say about that. We'll have to wait and see how everyone else does, but overall, that's not a bad lap. So I went around again, everyone, just to make sure I was safe. And boy, my backside is sliding out a lot, but we're safe. P11, it should be there. That lap was horrible anyways. It was on use set. But we make it into Q2. So we made our way to Q2, ladies and gentlemen. We had a bad first lap on used tires. We've come back on fresh softs. I think this lap was pretty good. Is this enough to get us into Q3. We were in with the Ferraris. Was that good enough? Yes, sir! It's 4th. We're in the Q3. I'm happy about that. Okay, boys and girls, here we are in Q3. Our first lap was all right. Our second lap has been better, but how much? The time has not been the best, in my opinion. It's going to come up to the line here. The final corner. Let's see where we are for the start of the Singapore Grand Prix. We had our chance, and we think we blew it. All right, 9th for the rain.
Marina Bay hosted a Grand Prix that briefly ran in the 60s and 70s, but the Garden City re-entered the calendar for good in 2008. We missed it for a couple of years, but it was great to come back to the Singapore Grand Prix. And here's our track, 4.94 kilometers long, and overtaking chances into the first corner, into turn 14 at the end of the Esplanade, and now into turn 16 in the newly reprofiled sector that we first ran on in 2023. Still though, it's punishing and tough on the brakes, and the heat and humidity will take an effect on our drivers. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Tsunoda, Piastri, George Russell and Ocon, Hamilton, Hauger, Antonelli and Lando Norris, Fernando Alonso, Colapinto, Alex Albon and Sainz, Gasly, Hülkenberg, Isaac Hadjar and Gabriel Bortoleto, Fittipaldi, Behrman, Lawson and Lance Stroll brings the grid to a close. And now it's time to head down to the track. And alongside me for this afternoon's commentary, Naomi Schiff. Good afternoon, Gnomes. Now, I'll be generous here. It's not that long ago that you were racing and entertaining us on a Sunday. But in the years since, the sport has changed quite a bit, hasn't it?
It is certainly an interesting time in this set of regulations because, as you know, when a new set of regulations come out, everything changes and you always wonder who's got it right. Well, we know that Red Bull are the ones who really got it right the last couple of years. But now you can see the rest of the grid slowly start to catch up, and there's really only so much left for Red Bull to get out of these regulations. So it is interesting, and the pack are catching up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, when it rains, it SingaPOURS. Here we go for the Singapore Grand Prix. 5 lights are on, and we are off here. We got moved up into 8th position. We gained 1 spot. Oh, God, pray for me here, man. I'm going to lose. I already made contact with Lewis Hamilton on the first corner. We're up into P6. And let's see if we can go around here. Man, this is bad. I'm sliding my... Oh, are you kidding me? Another first lap incident. And I'm touching Lewis Hamilton.
Serious damage to the underbody. Repeat, serious damage to the underbody.
Great, serious damage. So just like that, another race already tortured here. We're in the rain and I can't even drive down the road. Oh, heavens. I'm having trouble with the wheels already. I knew this was going to be an issue. My God.
The rain looks like it's going to be getting much lighter over the next 10 to 15 minutes. There should be more grip, but don't expect a dry track yet.
Okay, barely noted. If anyone can notice immediately the time chart onto the top left, yeah, I am 7 seconds behind. That's how much I am struggling around this track with my broken side pods, thanks to Lewis Hamilton, and I guess myself, and as well as my poor driving in the rain. Oh, my God, I hate... Like, this track's actually not bad in the dry, but when you add the wet, it's just 10 times worse, and I'm not really happy about this. And we also have to do our pit stop thing, which is not going to be good at all. I've set all of that to manual, so that's going to be interesting to watch. So I'm kind of not excited for the rest of this race. I'm very hopeful we can get a red flag, because that will definitely save us and waste some time in this wet too.
The weather's turning. We think it's time to box now.
Oh, wow. They think I should come in for a pit stop. That's very interesting here, as I got to answer to the intermediates this lap. That's very interesting. Okay, so we're going to have our first go here on the intermediate tires, our first pit stop of this race. I'm interested to see the direction that everyone else goes for here, because this could be very interesting, and I hope I don't lose my spot in 8th. I probably will, though, because this pit stop thing could be very, very, very interesting. Okay, so a couple of drivers come on in. Max Verstappen stays out on the wet tires. Oh, God, please, Lord, save me here, because I cannot do anything here. Oh, I engaged the limiter too much. Okay, we have the limiter on at 60. Oh, my God, everyone's behind me. Oh, God, we cannot screw this up. If we screw this up, we're toast. Okay, I think I also have to engage the clutch. So let's see how this goes. So we do that, okay. They're gonna raise me up. Oh, I guess we did it. I don't know what really happened there, but we are ahead of Lando Norris.
Okay, we had an issue attaching the left rear wheel. I know it's not ideal.
You know what?
Let's try and put that behind us now and get back into this race.
I got a warning for crossing the pit lane. Dude, the pit lane is as wide as my table. Like, what the hell do you want me to do there? All right, so we're on to the intermediates now. We have mostly figured that pit stop thing out. We're probably going to have to do it once more. So, Lord, just help us, man. Just honestly help us at this rate. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you see ahead of us here, Carlos Sainz pitted 1 lap later, and he actually got ahead of us. So, we did actually lose a position in this race, because Carlos Sainz was smart and stayed out because he knew he'd be much faster not behind me. So, my Lord. How am I always this slow in the rain? I just don't get it.
10 minutes left of this rain, then we think it's going to dry up. 10 minutes.
Thank God. I'm sick and tired of this. We are so far behind everyone, it's not even funny. Like, I got a beat from Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen, who are currently at the top of this race here. I have to be 25 seconds back from them. Like, they are a full pit stop ahead of me, and it's not even close. That's how bad it is right now. And you know what? My driving is getting better throughout this race, although Carlos Sainz is now 3.1 seconds ahead of us. But Gabby Bortoletto is having trouble getting close to Lando Norris and I. So, hopefully, at best here, we're 10th, which I will still take home through this race, but I still have to do very well from here until the end of it. So I just gotta hang on, basicve, and 10 more minutes of this rain. My God,
okay, gap to the car ahead.
I can't even take this because I've been already recording. I've started this recording at the start of this race when I recorded the intro. It has been 24 minutes and we've done 11 laps. And that's including the 5-minute intro the game does. So it's like, my God, 20 minutes for 11 laps is insanity.
Weather's changing now. We're going to have to change strategy, so it's time to box.
All right, here we go. Time to box once again. What are they saying? Hard tires. So we're going to move on to the hard tires here. Oh, boy. We got a very important lap coming up here and an end to this one for sure. We'll have to wait and see. Will Lando Norris stay on out for an extra lap, knowing what Carlos Sainz did the last time around? We will have to wait and see. I'll see you guys at the pit stop. So here we go, coming on in the second time. I'm going to slow down, stop the car, make sure you don't go over. And I'm going to try and engage the limiter. I kind of did there really slowly, so everyone else is kind of right behind me once again. So we got to come on in. Please, team, do not make this a 4-second pit stop once again. We kind of have to nail this once more. So here we go. We're coming on in.
Enzo is in the pits now. Okay, mate, that's
We
it.
nailed that 2.5, and we're far ahead, and Bortoletto's now behind us. So we are staying in 9th position as of right now. I will 100% take that. I forgot to disengage. Okay, but I got to stay within the white line this time. So I do. I nail it. So we're on to the finally dry tires. Thank the Lord. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of Dodge, and let's finish off this race with some points. Why don't we? So, ladies and gentlemen, we got 10 laps to go in this race. I got Lando Norris now on my behind. He got by Gabby Bortoletto, and now he's right behind me, and he has DRS. Lando Norris, definitely the faster of the two of us. Oh, we have a little bit of contact between the two of us as well. Let's see if I can outbrake him into this corner, squeeze him off. I pull a Max Verstappen and drive him off the track. So I fend him off this time around, but this is going to be a battle for the rest of the race. He is most definitely in the faster car, but I'm going to try and outsmart him every way and probably pull a couple Max Verstappen moves all the way to the end as best as I can. Oh, we got a yellow flag, and I believe it is George Russell. Yes, he's out of this race. So George Russell's out of this race. I guess his car broke down. If we have something quick here, we might have a safety car, but I don't think it's going to really happen. So with less than 10 laps to go now, we're out one car, and that means we'll move up one spot for sure. We got to watch out. Lando Norris behind us here. He's been trying to make a move on us this last couple laps. I'm just covering off the racing line as best I can. So he once again fend him off there. But we're going to pass by George Russell here, and we're going to be gaining another place. That's pretty dangerous. That's pretty close to the racing line. I'm surprised that he didn't keep moving up, but whatever. But we're going to have to do it once more here to Lando. He's literally, okay, there's like no defending that whatsoever. As there goes Lando Norris. He's now ahead of me. Well, man, he was like sniffing my booty for God's sakes, heading around that corner. Ladies and gentlemen, I hate to tell you here, on lap 25, I have DRS with Lando Norris, but his car is just way too quick for us now. I don't think we're able to stick with him here. I know I'm within a second or just nearby a second, but I think I've done too much damage to my tires here late in this race as I'm now spinning around corners. So I think 9th is where we're at right now. We just have to hold on to 9th, and I think that's what I'm just going to try and do. Lando Norris is miles ahead of us in car development and everything else, and I think that's where it's going to stand. So 9th, and we're going to hold on. Let's just do that. That's the rest of the race. So ladies and gentlemen, we're on lap 29. We have another yellow flag. I did not plan this, and it's the Haas car. I believe that's Esteban Ocon. Are we actually going to be finally moved up to 8 properly here? I think we are, as he goes straight on, and he's out of the race. So Esteban Ocon out of this race. We'll move up into 8th, so we got a couple more points. Right on. All right, so now I can say this. We got 3 laps to go. It seems like we will be able to hold on to where we are. I don't think Alex Albon's going to pose much a threat. I was going to say bearing anything terrible, we should be all right, which I believe we are. We're at 8, so I will definitely take that. So, ladies and gentlemen, on the final lap, I believe it is Max Verstappen in front, and he will come around the final corners here at the Marina Bay Street Circuit and win the Singapore Grand Prix. As there go the fireworks going off in my ear. My God, that's loud. So Max Verstappen takes away Charles Leclerc's opportunity to win 3 straight Grand Prix. And man, oh man, I'm going to tell you guys at the end of this just how far ahead they were, because I kid you not, for the majority of the laps we were on the intermediates, they were setting fastest lap times, both of them. Like, one would pass fastest lap, the other one would pass fastest lap. But man, so I'll tell you after this just how far ahead they were. And as for us, as we come around, I mean, I will take this 8th place. I know that's where we started, but coming into this weekend where, you know, our car has struggled. I know we had a good race last time, but you never really know with our car. Plus the rain, we battled through that. I know we got a bit lucky with some DNFs, but hey, you win some, you lose some. No matter what, we would have gotten points. So I will definitely take 8 here in Singapore. A good weekend for us.
All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
It's another victory and a champion's performance from Max Verstappen.
And it's one thing to win, but to win like that in total dominant style, that was a fantastic drive, and it is not one that we see very often.
It's time to bring out the bubbly and spray it around. It's our podium celebrations. But there can only be one on the top step. Your number one, Max Verstappen.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I have two things to tell you. Remember earlier in this episode when I told you just how long the race was taking me? Through, what was it, 11 laps? We were racing for probably about 20 minutes. We finished that race an hour into this recording. Now, I'm going to tell you, the average recording for this is probably about 50 minutes. So that whole race was 10 minutes more than anything else I've probably done for this series, which is one, insane. Number two, we were a whole minute and 2 seconds behind Max Verstappen when he crossed the line. Yeah. The next nearest guy was Lando Norris with 56 seconds, and Lando and I were basically side by side the entire race. So we were about 50 seconds, 55, back from Verstappen. And like I tell you, every single lap during that intermediate and during the intermediate stint was just fastest lap. It was insane what these two were doing. It was absolutely incredible. But you know what? Definitely a big race for Max Verstappen. And for us, I'm going to take 8th. Dennis Hauger needed that. He's struggled a bit recently, so good on him. And when we take a look at the Drivers' Championship, I mean, Max Verstappen with another victory. He extends his lead once again. He's now over a race to Lando Norris, who is in second. I feel like with the last couple of races, McLaren's kind of dropped out of it. So it's kind of really now just Max Verstappen, and maybe if Ferrari can go on a run, that's kind of really it. So overall, Max Verstappen, it's almost in his hands. We still do have some races to go. Things can turn around, but with the way Max Verstappen has competed and done in this series for the last, I'll say, 10-ish races, I mean, it's almost done and dealt for, to be honest now. So we'll just have to wait and see. And for us, Dennis Hauger getting some points, that's good. He's up now to 54, so I'm pretty happy with that. And then when we look at the constructors, Ferrari, I mean, is almost basically taking over now. Oscar Piastri was on the podium for this race, so that's good for McLaren. They're able to fight back against Ferrari just a little bit, but I feel like, again, this is now just kind of directly going towards McLaren. I don't think Red Bull have it in them to fight back. I mean, it's really only Max Verstappen now on that team. I think McLaren does have a chance, don't get me wrong, but they got to start competing with Ferrari because, kind of going on that same basis of how good Max Verstappen's been doing over the last 10 races, Ferrari's kind of been the better team of the three for those 10 races as well. So, to me, if Ferrari has another couple of good races, we got 6 more to go. If they have a good 3 or so, I think they should be all right. But hey, lots of races left. So that's going to do it for today's video, everyone. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know it's not as exuberant as the Baku race was last episode, but you know what? Singapore can throw some crazy stuff at you, and we got torrential downpour, intermediates, we got dry racing. I'm just happy it ended up being dry because I hate driving in the wet. And it took an hour to finish this race. It probably would have taken me an hour and a half if it was wet the whole time. So I'm really happy that we got it done and dealt with. We got the US Grand Prix next. I think that's a sprint weekend, so we got a double wheel spin for that. I'm excited for that. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, please make sure to leave a like on it if you have not yet, and also subscribe to the Zuck TV YouTube channel for more content just like this. I will see you guys in Austin, Texas. Take care. Peace.